Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. This is episode 7. We're going to keep it a little bit lighter and talk about dreams, daydreams, dreaming, daydreaming, fantasies, thoughts about our future, what we'd like to happen, what we want to accomplish, and kind of what that means for us. So, daydreaming, typically they're going to be about more positive things like, oh, what would happen tomorrow if I won the lottery, right? What would I do about that? Or what happens tomorrow if I don't know, I meet the one. These are the types of things that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about our dreams for the future, like what we want to accomplish, and what that means, what we have to do to attain our dream. How should we be going about it? We're gonna have a little discussion about all those things. So I think a lot, and I think a lot about dreams and about my future and all the different things that could happen to me in my future. What happens if I do badly on a job performance review, or I do badly on a test, or I get fired from my job, or all sorts of things that, I like to think that most people think along the same lines, but I also think that, quite a few people don't necessarily spend as much time focusing on the what ifs like I do. Uh, Honestly, it's both a good and a bad thing that I think about the future so much, and that I really do it, one, because it's just kind of what my brain does, but also to be prepared for the future. Uh, what am I going to do in my future if I do become successful? What am I going to do? What am I going to do to secure it? What am I going to invest in? That sort of thing. Um, my opinion, I don't know. I like to think that good things will happen to me. And I like to think that I do have a dream, and I would love to push for it someday. But I found that in order to attain that dream, that I might need to kind of get everything else first. I might have to be successful in order to pursue my dream. And I'll talk about that a little bit more at a different time, but I think daydreaming is good. I think it's good for us to imagine a future where we can be happy. I think it's good to imagine scenarios and to imagine situations where that we desire to be in. I think that a lot of times life has this way of really just giving it to us, or a lot of us. Maybe not all of us, but a lot of us, and definitely not all the time, but maybe a lot of the time. I think having those thoughts, that hope, that positivity, being able to look at one's life and imagine what could be better, I think it's good. And I think it's hopefully motivating as well. I hope it's motivating to some in order to be able to push for change, being able to realize that things can get better, and hopefully helps people get to that point, realize that there's hope, realize that in your future anything can happen, absolutely anything. I'm not sure what else I wanted to talk about with this discussion. Maybe I'll just keep it very short, which is excellent. But I find myself daydreaming a lot about the future, and sometimes a lot of bad things, but we're gonna stick with the good stuff. I imagine finding love at some point in my future, finding a career. I don't even know what kind of career that I'll be happy with. Um, Finding success, finding being able to realize my dream, and being able to realize some other things I want to accomplish too, like publishing a book, playing more music, dancing more, singing more, all of these things that I'll hopefully find the time to do, or get to a point in my life where it is easier to do all of those things. And I hope that everybody can kind of does the same thing. Kind of imagines things that they would like to do, and imagines hopes for their future. Kind of like a bucket list, but maybe more material than just like a one time thing. Um, maybe more maybe more of an everyday occurrence. Like every day, I gotta wake up. Here's a good one. I imagine, owning just a nice condo in a city, overlooking. Like I'll be in a downtown. I'll be in an urban area, and I imagine myself, like the walls, right? I mean, there'll be walls, but behind me, there'll be windows, and there'll be windows, looking all around, and I can just look out at the city, and I can just kind of stand there, and I can look out, and honestly, things will be able to look in as well, but I'll be, secluded enough, and I'll be high enough, and I'll have nice furniture and architecture and a nice kitchen, and I'll be able to, you know, host people, have people over, and share that, and maybe have other, you know, things that I can escape to as well. That's not, so secluded or urbanized. I hope I'm making sense. But I also hope that you're thinking about things like that as well. Anyways, I'm going to cut it there. I thank you so much, all of you, for listening. If you have any questions, comments, just leave them down below. Send me an email. I don't know. Any way you can get in contact with me, I'd be more than happy to answer, or do another video on any suggestion that you might have. Other than that, I hope all of you have a great life. And until